Welcome to another episode of Explaining the Joke, the video series where I take all the joy out of jokes by talking about it in detail. So this episode, I'm going to talk about act-outs. 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 Act-outs are very high risk, high reward because they take a lot of commitment. You're really giving it your everything, and if it's good, it enhances the joke a lot. If it's bad, then you look like a fool out there for committing so hard and no one's laughing. I heard on a podcast, Anthony Jeselnik was talking about when he took a comedy class early in his career at the very beginning, and he did this bit where he was, I think, getting stung by like 1,000 bees, and it was like a 3-4 minute long act out bit where he's just getting stung over and over and over again, and he's just going wild with it, really committing. And then after he was done, and during the whole part of it, like, no one laughed. It was the most painful thing in the world, just him flailing around, getting stung, grimacing, just really getting into it. So it was the longest 3 minutes of his life, and after that, he never did a single act out again. Like, the pain he felt from it caused him to be the comic he is today. Like, he barely even turns his body. He barely even moves his head because of it, because of the pain. And that's the thing about act outs, right? They can be very painful if they don't work. I've tried act outs many times in my stand-up sets. They never work. I don't know. I think I'm either not a good enough actor or I don't commit far enough. Like, I don't pass that line where I should be for people to be laughing. It's just it's not necessary for you to do act outs, but it's just another tool to have to enhance the imagery. Like, I'm always talking about how to create that funny image in the person's mind's eye. Like in the previous Explaining the Joke episode where I talk about adjectives, I say choose your adjectives so that they create a funny visual in the head, you know? And act outs are another way to help people visualize something. Because if you're acting out the scene, they're going to be able to picture it more clearly because they're going to have an example to look at. Plus, they might not have to need to imagine anything in their mind's eye because you're actually doing a one-person play in front of them. I'm going to show you an example of a good act out.
That's how spiritual my grandma is. If I got shot in the chest with a gun 8 times, instead of her calling the ambulance, she would get on her knees praying like, please, Lord Jesus, I get these 8 demons outside my grandbaby's chest. Let the bullets rise up and part ways from his chest like Moses did the Red Sea. Yes, Lord. Let the blessings rain down. Yes, Lord.
So clearly he commits to everything. Lots of facial expressions, physical movement, like using the stage. It's all there, and it really helps with the joke. It lets people picture the entire scene, which is a hilarious one. But again, like I said, I can't do it well. You don't need to do it. But if you can, you should definitely take it. That's this episode of Explaining the Joke. See you next week.